If you're an Arsenal fan and if you're wondering what will your life be without Emiliano Buendia, without not in an Arsenal jersey, this video is for you. And if you are an Arsenal fan, if you believe that we got outbid by Aston Villa, if you still believe that uh, we've really downsized as a club because we we will be mid-table next season. If you still believe that, if you're cursing Edu or literally everyone, this video is definitely for you, and I'm for it. Okay, I want my club to do the business as quickly as possible. So we're going to discuss that and of course the latest news as well, because I thought my peace of mind should be put out there. And of course, there is a live stream today. Yes, if you want to be a part of it, and if you have any frustration regarding the whole Emiliano Buendia saga, join me 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I'll give you an opportunity to slay out whatever you want to say. But first, some really awesome news in this episode. Ruben Neves, Kieran Trippier. We'll talk which one is much more weirder, rumor. And of course, if you see these kind of content every single day, 365 days a year, and of course, if you want to be, updated about Arsenal, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon. And most importantly, share the link of this episode with your friends who are Arsenal fans and who don't know about this channel. So let's just jump into it. So, funny story, Emiliano Buendia is not going to be an Arsenal player anymore, at least for this time of the year and this time of his career, because apparently Arsenal messed it up and Aston Villa outbid them. And of course, the person who actually created this, I actually stole this image from internet. So the person who actually took out the time to edit this beautiful edit of Emiliano Buendia in an Arsenal jersey, no problem, bro. Looks like Emi Buendia is now a bum, isn't he? But here's the latest news. John Percy finally gave his final piece of bait, and I think that seals the deal. He says that final bid on Buendia, fee agreed up front was 33 million plus add-ons, and he was undoubtedly Villa's number one target this summer. Aston Villa pushed the boat out to get him ahead of Arsenal, a player closely watched by recruitment for last few years. And yes, don't ignore the influence of Emi Martinez. Some people are actually going out of the way saying that Emi Martinez is a snake. I think he's doing what he's supposed to do for his club. I think he's doing that. So I think he's very much loyal. You see, being loyal to his current club, I don't consider this as a, being a snake. I mean, he didn't do it because of he wanted Arsenal to fail. Come on. We are much better than this. Michael Bailey finally gives the right numbers of this deal. He says that 33 million pound is the initial fee plus 5 million on add-ons, plus there's a 10% sell-on fees on future sale of Emiliano Buendia. So of course, to make anything happen, I think Aston Villa would definitely sell him above 38 million pounds in the future if he is a success, of course. So this is going to be Norwich's record sale, and no Etafe salon fee because, of course, Stuart Webber bought his price tag way early than anyone would ever believe in. So James Benge tweeted out that Arsenal were of course keen on Buendia, but what convinced him to join Aston Villa quickly were clear indications for how he would fit into the team and a real charm offensive from the Villa hierarchy. So it was pretty much clear. Buendia wanted a better club because he helped Norwich get into the top tier. He wanted a better club. Villa came in and said, you know what, this is going to be a plan, this is going to be the plan for you, and blah, 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 blah. This is where you fit in our plans. Arsenal were not that clear cut, and probably that led to the downfall of the deal. Well, even David Ornstein confirmed it that Aston Villa are close to completing signing of Emiliano Buendia for Norwich City, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to repeat this. There's so many. Literally, I could name 12 sources and there are 12 tweets right now. It won't do a thing. So what now for Arsenal? Emiliano Buendia is done. As an Arsenal fan, I think I should commit suicide. Right now, I'm going to address that, bro. Transfer window is not even open yet. Okay? And by the looks of it, the negative kind of people, or the people who actually believe in what Arsenal have done in the recent years, getting underachieving players. So you might think Arsenal would go for Nabil Fekir, Julian Brandt, because the price tag is low, of course. Not a Fekir, but still. Felipe Coutinho, because, Edu, the Brazilian connection. I think, to show frustration, I'm going to give you a platform to that. But right now, stay calm. Stay calm. I mean, the people who have already forgotten about Emiliano Buendia, they are actually going on social media and saying that he was not even a world-class player. Why the hell are we even witnessing? Why the hell are we even reacting for it? And some people are actually saying that, oh my god, that means we are going for Martin Odegaard. They're getting super excited about this whole bid. See, I'll tell you what. what this tells me, I've been covering transfer news for long, so I can tell you what my peace of mind tells me. My mind says, if Arsenal, see, generally they went to Thomas Partey, they came up with a clear-cut plan, Partey liked it, boom, he selected it. The same thing happened when they got to Nicola Pepe and the players that they got at Arsenal. So, if Arsenal have not come back for Buendia, maybe it's not because of the price tag, but they were just in contact with the player. That's all I'm going to say. It tells me one thing, that they did not want the player. He is not their primary target. Maybe that's the only thing that I can get. That's the only vibes that I get. That if he's going to Aston Villa, let him go. Let him go. That's what I believe. But right now, what is the scenario according to, if speaking, Arsenal should right now work on getting a player in the next 5 days, and they should get one. That would calm down a lot of fans' nerves, man, because this is like a setback. You go to literally every fan page or every football fan page, they have only one thing to say. I mean, you won't like it though, but they have only one thing to say. Arsenal got outbid by Aston Villa for a player, and they're laughing. You know what? Not even bigger club than England, not even a big club in London cannot outbid Aston Villa. To those people, I'm just gonna say, just shut up, bro. The window is not over. Calm down your nerves, man. Whatever you say is definitely gonna come to bite you. It can. It's a possibility. So, talking about more stuff, let's talk about I don't know why this is even happening. So there's Arsenal's obsession to sign a born leader like Koundé for its rare. It looks like the price of French defender rises among his suitors, but Sevilla know how to sell a player, and right now Arsenal, they have a long-standing interest in Jules Koundé, but the only price tag that Sevilla have put, and that could actually think they would even hear an offer, would be 60 to 70 million is what they're asking for. Now Arsenal, Chelsea are the ones who are the loudest and who really have inquired more about Jules Koundé. Of course, Manchester United are in the midst, and so are Barcelona, Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain, but it looks like Jules Koundé is a coveted player, and Emil Heskey had something to say. He said that Arsenal lack a born leader. So he says that if you look at Arsenal over the years, they have always had a central defender who was powerful, aggressive, a shouting leader, taking information from the game, controlling everything from behind. They have lost that, to be honest. One of the main things about Arsenal since the days of Tony Adams is that they have always had centrals who have been leaders. Of course, Jules Koundé could be that kind of a player, but let's see if that's true or not. Another source, another news that's actually coming from I think Conrad Harrison, if I remember. So he says that there is genuine interest from Arsenal for Ruben Neves. Nothing advanced, but feeling out his agent to see if it's possible. So strong possibilities that he believes. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to be true or not, but for now, he says so. There is an interest of Arsenal in Ruben Neves. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys really believe Ruben Neves could be a very good midfielder, central midfielder that Arsenal are looking at the moment? Should he be targeted? Because I think his numbers are also not that bad in the Premier League. It's really good, actually, to be fair. So the Mail claimed that Arsenal had offered £30 million plus add-ons for Buendia after finding out Martin Odegaard would be beyond their reach. Villa had offered around £28 million. Arsenal were ahead of Villa because they offered £30 million plus add-ons. Only for Arsenal to counter then, Villa came back with a package. Norwich wanted to seal a club record deal. Talks are advancing with Villa, and Buendia underwent a medical in Argentina already on Saturday after agreeing personal terms. So personal terms are agreed. In Argentina, he underwent a medical which does the job for now. And more importantly, Buendia is packing his bags. After the clownery that he's doing with Argentina, he's going to be back at Villa Park for now. And we deal with that. So Arsenal have been given a Felipe Coutinho transfer message by Nigel Winterburn. He's warned Arsenal, don't go for Felipe Coutinho. He says that I wouldn't go that line. We've got a lot of young talent coming through. Unless he would be on the right wages, or if there is a way to fit him in, then it could be an option. It's been touted around so much, I don't believe it will happen. Coutinho was very good at Liverpool, but since then, I've not been surprised and I'm not convinced by it. So Winterburn believes that Willock should come back. He says Willock went on loan to get a lot more game time in the Premier League, and he's done that. It's difficult to assess them sometimes, and that final step into the final team, we've seen it with Bukayo, who's been a revelation, but one or two of the younger players who have been given a taste haven't managed to make the step, like Saka. Willock has been strong in the cup competitions, but in the Premier League, he hasn't hit those targets for Arsenal. On the flip side, it might be down to the amount of game time he's getting at that level, but he's shown what he can do at Newcastle. He's a player I really like, so I hope he's given a chance to come in and fill that role. So, Nigel Winterburn coming up with some solid, news there. I love it. Great to see that. So, here's the big news that I don't personally believe this shit, but yeah. So, Arsenal are considering a swap deal involving Arsenal right back Hector Bellerin and England ace Kieran Trippier. Manchester United are said to be keen on the England ace, but they may face competition from Arsenal as well. Trippier has recently got new representatives based soccer agency and could be tempted by a lucrative switch back to the UK because he lives alone in Spain. Might be a problem. So the Three Lions star only joined the Spanish Giants for £20 million on a 3-year deal, won La Liga in the first season, and is said to be happy in Spain for now. But Arsenal come in with Bellerin. Atletico, Bellerin is a favourite for Atletico sporting director Andrea Berta, so that could open up certain avenues for Hector Bellerin going the other way. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see daily, to be fair, I don't believe this news. I just don't. Okay. So if you want to be a part of it, today's live stream 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Be my guest. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Send me a DM that you want to be a part of it, so that I could send you the link of the live stream. Cheers. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.